Everyone, and welcome to the Next Take Podcast, episode 164. So, this is a three-topic episode that we're going to be doing. So, here are the topics. So, we're going to be talking about 10-minute Mediterranean breakfast to help with inflammation. Ontario wants to return mandatory sentences, I think prison sentences, and health unit warns against the rise of STIs, sexually transmitted diseases. So let's start with our first topic. So the rates of sexually transmitted and blood-borne infections in Windsor, Essex is being called alarming by the local medical officer of health. According to a report from the Windsor Essex County Health Unit, a total of 1,464 STBBIs, so that is the sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections, cases were reported in the region in 2024, which is a 15% rise in reported cases between 2022 and 2024. As of September 19th, 853 cases have already been recorded in 2025. Medical Officer of Health Dr. Mehdi Alouche says some of this is related to changes in sexual behavior. Quote, "We see more syphilis among heterosexual people. We still deal with syphilis. And among women, and this results in congenital cases of syphilis. So we see those changes in behavior and changes in the risk." The WECHU noted growing concerns around chlamydia and gonorrhea, which remain the most reported STBBIs locally by case count. Syphilis and hepatitis C are also among the top 10 most common infectious diseases of public health significance in the region for 2025. Common risk factors for all STBBIs include unprotected sex, multiple or anonymous sexual partners, and substance use. Alouche said people need to understand that anyone can get a sexually transmitted disease, 1000%. That's the weak point. And I think that's really important for everyone to understand. It might happen to any age group, young, old, or wealthy. According to Alouche, people in the age range of 20 to 44 represent the highest incidence group for chlamydia and gonorrhea. We see the search, this is a quote, "We see the search in anonymous sex. We make connections through apps, probably not knowing each other through those apps, and having multiple partners. Those are higher risks for sexually transmitted diseases." According to the Health Unit report, certain populations in Windsor, Essex are disproportionately affected by STBBIs due to intersecting social behavior and structural vulnerabilities. So, priority populations. So, this includes adults ages 20 to 44 who represent the highest incidence group for chlamydia and gonorrhea, men who have sex with men who are elevated risk for HIV and syphilis, people who use substances, particularly those who inject drugs due to the risk of hepatitis B, C, and HIV, sex workers and individuals with multiple or anonymous sexual partners, and people experiencing homelessness or unstable housing who often face barriers to accessing healthcare and regular testing. So, under the Health Protection and Promotion Act and the Ontario Public Health Standards, health units, including the Windsor Essex County Health Unit, must monitor and report on diseases of public health significance, including STBBIs like chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, and hepatitis B and hepatitis C. So, yeah, that's basically that. Just be careful. Be careful out there. And trust me, you know, These are things that can definitely be, well, at least the gonorrhea and the chlamydia can be dealt with and fixed by, just make sure you're getting tested, tested, tested. It's the number one thing. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Take 10 minutes or less to make one of these inflammation fighting breakfasts that align with one of the best ranked eating patterns around. These recipes are packed with ingredients you'll find in the Mediterranean diet, like eggs, dairy, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and healthy oils. These foods tend to have anti inflammatory properties that can help you combat pesky symptoms of inflammation, like joint stiffness or low energy. With easy recipes like our chickpea, well, I should say their chickpea and kale toast, and their blueberry peach chia seed smoothie. Breakfast can be nourishing and flexible to help you feel your best. So let's go through these. And I think I'll post these just maybe, or we'll figure it out. Okay, so the first one, green smoothie. So the vibrant smoothie is a refreshing way to start your day. The spinach blends in seamlessly without overpowering the sweet tropical flavors. Banana adds a creamy texture, while mango and pineapple bring natural sweetness and a bright, sunny taste. Chickpea and kale toast. So chickpeas and kale are layered on a slice of crisp toast and garnished with crumbled feta for a savory breakfast that is satisfying and delicious. Blueberry peach chia seed smoothie. This chia seed smoothie is a nutrient packed drink that's perfect for your next breakfast. It blends frozen peaches and sweet frozen blueberries with a splash of almond milk and yogurt for a creamy, fruity base. Avocado and kale omelet. So make this kale and avocado omelet for a satiating high protein breakfast. It's fiber rich. Kale uh, will help keep hunger at bay for longer in this healthy omelet recipe. I didn't know kale was packed with fiber. I didn't know that. Anyways, creamy raspberry peach chia seed smoothie, which sounds and looks delish. Chia seeds add a healthy dose of fiber to keep you full and satisfied. The natural sweetness of frozen peaches combined with dates and the tangy brightness of raspberries make every sip refreshing and satisfying. Spinach and egg scramble with raspberries. So, this quick egg scramble combines protein packed eggs with nutrient rich spinach on top of filling whole grain toast, plus a side of superfood raspberries. The protein and fiber help fill you up and keep you going through the morning. Berry green tea smoothie. This vibrant smoothie is a refreshing, nutrient packed beverage with plenty of anti inflammatory benefits. It combines antioxidant rich berries, green tea, and omega 3 rich chia seeds with the natural sweetness of dates blending into a delicious, healthy drink. Next, breakfast salad with egg and salsa verde vinaigrette. So, salad for breakfast? Well, of course, you definitely can have salad for breakfast because it's the vegetables. So don't knock it till you've tried it. We love how this meal gives you 3 whole cups of vegetables to start your day. Strawberry peach chia seed smoothie. So this fiber-rich chia smoothie is sweet and tangy with a velvety texture thanks to nutritious chia seeds that expand as they combine with liquid. Avocado toast with sprouts. So hummus, sprouts, and avocado top spreaded whole wheat bread in this healthy vegan toast. Look for sprouted bread in the freezer section of your grocery store. So that'd be kind of like Ezekiel, for example. So anti-inflammatory lemon blueberry smoothie. The kale, hemp seeds, and green tea in this bright lemony smoothie all contain antioxidants that can help fight inflammation. Banana adds natural sweetness. If you want it a little sweeter, just a touch of honey will do the trick. Nut and berry parfait. In this quick, high protein breakfast recipe, Greek yogurt is topped with healthy berries and almonds and lightly sweetened with honey. I would do a parfait. Everybody loves parfait, just like Donkey says. Okay. Anti-inflammatory raspberry and spinach smoothie. Start your day off right with this tasty smoothie featuring anti-inflammatory ingredients like spinach and raspberries. If you prefer your smoothie a touch sweeter, feel free to add an additional date. And our last one, anti-inflammatory breakfast smoothie. This mango green smoothie gets bright, tart flavor from frozen passion fruit and inflammation fighting benefits from fresh kale. Dates add natural sweetness without added sugar. While cilantro may not be a typical smoothie ingredient, they say they love the herbal notes it adds to this smoothie. So go for it if you want to. But that's basically that. We will link to the article. It's article's called Eating Well. And again, this has to just going back here to make sure that I catch this properly. So I'm not saying the wrong thing. But this has to do with inflammation fighting breakfasts. Um, and it will have the recipes there for each of them. There's 14 of them. So there will be the ingredients there if you, the recipes there if you want to try any of these or all of these or whatever. So we'll link that in the show notes. Okay, so our final topic. So, Ontario is asking Ottawa for a series of measures to tighten bail and sentencing rules as the federal government gets closer to tabling legislation to reform those aspects of the justice system. A joint letter sent, well, this would have been sent back a little bit ago, by the province's Solicitor General and Attorney General urges the federal government to ensure the reforms are meaningful and sweeping. We are writing to convey Ontarians' expectation for comprehensive and wholesale solutions rather than tinkering around the edges. This is said by Michael Kersner and Doug Downey. It is critical that federal legislation meets the standard Canadians expect, cracking down on crime and keeping violent, repeat offenders behind bars where they belong. Amen to that. The recommendations include removing the possibility of bail for people charged with crimes such as, well, I don't know, murder, okay, intimate partner violence, agreed, and some firearms offenses. Yeah, like Paul Bernardo should not be getting bail. Okay, sorry. Whew, okay. Um, Bringing back mandatory minimum sentences for serious crimes, a three strikes rule denying bail for repeat offenders, which I think we used to have that, yeah. So be kind of interesting to bring that back. And including violent home invasions, carjackings, and human trafficking, reverse onus offenses. The federal conservatives have been calling for the implementation of a three strikes rule to withhold bail from people convicted of multiple serious offenses. Ontario's letter to Justice Minister Sean Fraser and Public Safety Minister Gary, ooh, this is a name, and Anna does, we're going to call him Gary, reiterates many long-standing calls from Premier Doug Ford to reduce the amount of people granted bail while awaiting trial. Fraser said not last week, but he said that legislation on bail and sentencing reform is set to be introduced in the House of Commons. The Liberals campaigned in the spring election on introducing stricter bail provisions for home invasions, auto theft, human trafficking, organized crime, and violent crime, which I 1,000% agree with that. But that is basically that for this episode. So this is episode 164 of the Next Day Podcast. Next Day Podcasts can again be found on any of your podcast apps. You can also find us at our website, solo.to/Next Take Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Next Take Podcast and Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Next Take Pod. And also, please, please, please share us with your friends, your family, your haters, whatever. Share with everyone in your life. Spread the word of the Next Day podcast to everyone. And you can also make sure you subscribe, follow, like on whatever podcast app that you are listening to us on to make sure you don't miss any episodes. And you can also rate us, which we would greatly appreciate on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But yeah, that is basically it for this episode. We'll be back on Wednesday with our bonus episode. So you'll be hearing from us on Wednesday. But that's it for the episode, guys. We will see ya on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.